I get this question a lot, like, is Vinci you? You know, is Vinci Samantha? And I think as any creative or writer, there is an essence of their soul in the character. I don't just perform through the digital avatar character. I perform, you know, as Samantha, but in character as Vinci. But there's still Samantha in there. Hi, I'm Samantha Tauber. I'm a founder of my company called Vinci. I'm also a singer-songwriter, music producer, live performer. So I was inspired by Leonardo da Vinci's creative, polymathic approach and deep learning across various disciplines. And that future classic element inspired me to write VNCCII as my company brand name Vinci. But I took it a step further, and I was thinking, what identity would translate on stage for my music project? So the name was Vinci, but I had this vision of creating a futuristic looking AI super-sentient warrior, goddess, angel character from the intergalactic future. And that was the starting point for the entire Vinci project. And she became a muse for me through all my forms of media and creativity. I taught myself music production. I didn't expect that I was such a technically minded person, but I became the plug-in queen. I was like so into equalizers, compressors, saturators, like all the really nerdy music tech stuff. And then what I worked out as well is I'm a very visual person. And so as I was writing songs, I was often picturing music videos in my head. So then that extended to motion capture. Seeing James Cameron do that on a Hollywood level is very inspiring, because you see what they did with Avatar as well, with motion capture. But I was back in Australia going, how do I pull this off as an independent? There must be something out there on the market that's more accessible for an indie. So I came across Recounts, which is a company that do independent motion capture. So I invested and I bought myself a suit and taught myself the basics of motion capture. But all of a sudden, as someone that wasn't an animator, I was animating Vinci live in the digital world, in the digital space. The project then expanded to developing a world. So Vinci became the protagonist of this futuristic world. And I ended up writing my first ever novel, a science fiction novel. It's called Galacta.i.ssance and the Vinci Awakening. Vinci, she's a being of love. She goes through her own hero's journey. She herself is looking for her own community in this world. And like any good story, she finds her friends along the way. And in this context, it's intergalactic. And it's in this society in the distant future where technology has become self-aware. She is confused as to whether she's artificial or an authentic intelligence. And I answer those questions in the novel, because she doesn't look like a human, obviously. She's like an alien being in a sense. And so that's Vinci. But at the end of the day, she's just like you and me. She's searching for love. She learns what love is, and she understands what connection and community is. It just so happens that the context is intergalactic space opera. I was reached out to online by, his name's Nick, and he's the founder of Interstellar Foundation. It's a nonprofit, and so there's creatives, there's astrophysicists, there's scientists, there's academics. They're all volunteering from all corners of the world, and they're united on a mission, which is to carry on with what they did with the original Voyager golden record to space. I was a guest speaker for one of their meetings, and I shared some music that I'd written, and I shared some excerpts from my novel, and also what I plan to do with the novel. And so happened that the other speaker in the meeting, his name's Bruce Ha, he's the founder of Nanofish. It's nano-nickel based technology that can withstand solar radiation and last hundreds of thousands of years. He heard me speak, and he was like, can I preserve this? I said, what do you mean by preserving this? He's like, I'd like to send it to the moon. I said, what? And so what ended up happening was he took my PDF, which is about 500 pages, and he put it into, you wouldn't know, but 500 pages in here. Literally, that's what will be sent to the moon. I think the most special thing about it is the idea that who could read it, and I love the idea of people reading it on Earth, but I also love the idea of future generations. Through the Vinci project, I found my community because of the message. I always like to have a pragmatic, optimist look to the future. So there's no such thing as utopia, but we have agency. We are causal agents of the future. So if we see this potential timeline, let's say, like think of Terminator or something, I'll be back, of like AI progressing to the point that humans could be made redundant. Well, if you have that awareness of that potential timeline, you can then change it, because you can create stories and show that AI doesn't have to be like negative. If humans can learn to collaborate and get along with each other, it will be mirrored in AI, in artificial intelligence, because we're authentic intelligence. And we'll then educate the AI, and then the AI will also educate us. We want to be curious about the universe. We want to understand our role as humans and our nature of being and the sense of, the cosmos. And, there's that whole question of longevity and what does future humans look like? Do we want to change? Do we want to adapt? There's so many questions, but what an exciting time to live in history. If you follow the history of the RSA, it also reflects the zeitgeist of the time. So it's a bit like a diary, isn't it? So we're here today, we're talking about all these topics of AI and space industry, and we're able to capture that with different fellows across generations, because these technologies, societal changes, it's impacting all generations. It gives you a platform to share your voice, and you have the ability to come in and be your authentic self and find other like-minded individuals that have a mission and have a purpose. And even if you don't know what your mission or purpose is, that's okay as well, because the idea is that it's all about community.